how are you? So, as you can see, I'm in my car. This video is for those of you who tend to be overachievers. And what peaked in my brain was one of my students. I just taught turbo. You can see my cheeks here. But I just taught turbo, and this is actually I'm transitioning this turbo kit class into like a boot camp style class. And the reason for that is I am trying to I'm trying to speak to the overachiever in my belly and let that overachiever know that it is okay to take a step back when you are dealing with physical things. So, you know, I just finished 2 weeks ago 3 rounds of knee injections in one of my knees. I have a partial tear in my meniscus, but I've got some cartilage damage in both of my knees, and it's going to take some time to figure out if you know, this worked or not. These injections are supposed to help to kind of like breathe some life back into the cartilage, and what I'm trying to do essentially is avoid surgery and not have to 100% give up all of the activities that I love so much, like turbo kick, like high intensity workouts. I love it, but I am getting close to 40 years old, and I'm told that that's when things start to fall apart. Maybe you know what I'm talking about, but here's the deal. Like, I am an overachiever by nature. Are you an overachiever by nature? Then you know what I'm talking about. You know what it's like when somebody says, well, why can't you? So here's what really made me think about this was, right now in my class, you know, it was the first time back, after this particular class, I hadn't been here for 4 weeks, because I had to take a certain amount of time off after every knee injection. So it just happened to affect this one class. And so the students were like, oh my God, we're so happy to have you back. And we love your energy so much, but we're so scared you're going to hurt yourself again. And I'm like, okay, people, I've been dealing with this condition for literally like 12 years, but just think about that. I've been dealing with this for like 12 years. So the overachiever in me is just like push, push, push. But the realist in me knows that the doctor said, hey, do exactly what you want, but keep going at this rate. You will have to have both of your knees replaced in 10, 20 years. So that was a big moment for me. That was a big turnaround point for me. So if you're an overachiever, then you just naturally will push through the pain. So here's an example. I want to tell you a story. Actually, not that long ago, somebody was talking to me about running, and they were like, oh my gosh, you should come run with us. I was like, I don't run. You know, and I'm trying to like give a very blanket, I'm not giving excuses. I'm just saying like, I don't run because I know that it's not good for my body. With the injuries that I have and the things that I have to do, you know, I am always trying to find that perfect balance of exactly the right intensity level, the right number of times per week. So this person was like, well, you should totally run with us. And I was like, no. And I just wanted to give I didn't want to go into lots of detail. I just said, you know, just for right now, it's really not good for my knees. It's not the right activity for me. And then this person was like, well, so-and-so runs and their knees hurt all the time. And so-and-so has this. And it's like, it was almost, and you know, the overachiever in me really wanted to be like, well, yeah, I could overcome this. I could just push through the pain. I could just all this stuff. And then I like automatically like feel guilty or feel bad for making this decision when, you know what, guys, here's the deal. Nobody else has to live in your body. You're the one that has to live in your body. I know what my body feels like at the end of every day if I overdo it. I know that constant ache. I know that constant pain. I know that it's harder for me to play with my kids. I know all the things that, like, you know what? I don't want, just because so-and-so says, well, you should do it because so-and-so. Dude, run your own race. Keep your blinders on. If you're an overachiever, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because those are the types of people who will tip you into that mindset of like, okay, I'm just gonna push through it, right? When nobody else has to live your life. Nobody else has to feel what you feel. And you know, I used to be one of those people that's like, push through the pain. But, you know, when I was 15 years old, I had a very severe accident with my back. And I'm still dealing with it to this day. Or I'm talking like daily pain for nearly 15 years. daily pain for 15 years. And that was because I had the mindset of just push through it. And so I told myself that I would never do that to anybody else. Not that that was done to me. I did it to myself. But I told myself I'm not going to do that to anybody else. And because of that, like, that's one of the reasons I love, and when I became a gymnastics coach, I loved it. Because if somebody's hurting, there's a certain point where, you know, like, you need to pump the brakes. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it to make permanent damage. And so, you know, this is kind of like my message to you today. I know maybe it seems like I'm rambling a little bit, but my message to you today is don't let anybody else dictate how hard you work. Like, if you need motivation, great, but you don't need to hurt yourself. Like, I hate it. Like, I'm so passionate. I hate it when I'm taking a class and the instructor is yelling because somebody is doing a different version of what they're doing, or they're screaming at their students because they're not going hard enough. Like, there's a difference between like going push, 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 and a difference between going like, you need to get up, get your knees up there, and like singling someone out. You don't know what that person's going through on a particular day. So, you know what? I feel it because I am an overachiever by nature. Here's another story for you. This was back when I first hurt my knees. And I had gotten, the doctor basically told me, like, you need to take 5 days, no activity. So I was like, perfect. I was going to a work conference. It did happen to be a conference, like a fitness conference, right? So there was going to be lots of fitness people there, but I was like, well, you know, it's over the 5 days. It's okay. I'll just work on this, and I'll just get in some extra time for like stretching, and I'll take a walk. I'm not going to do anything hardcore. And I'm sitting in I'm standing in an elevator, waiting for the elevator to go. And somebody happens to come in with me. It was a fitness person. And, I don't know. He was like, oh my gosh, are you going to get in the gym today? And he has no idea who I am. He has no idea that I'm involved in the same business, but he was like, are you going to work out today? And I'm like, oh, you know what? Actually, this week I'm taking it easy, you know, doctor's orders. And then he's like, oh, forget that. And he just starts pounding at me about like how amazing fitness feels. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know your name. I don't know you from anybody. And you're coming at me like he was almost like talking down to me like I'm lazy or something. Holy freaking moly. It just, you know, and the overachiever in me like really got set off. And I started getting down on myself. Like I could have just gone swimming. I could do this. I could do that. I could do da. And then I got so mad at myself because I was like, Holly, you just told yourself, like, just take the doctor's orders. It's only 5 days. It's not a big deal. It's not going to make or break you. It's better for you to take the 5 days now than the month later. Like, just, it's not a big deal. So that was like a perfect example to me of like what not to do. And I thanked my lucky stars that I'm not one of those people that's going to push somebody into hurting themselves or doing something that they're just not ready for. Because I think that gives a lot of us who are doing health and fitness and helping people, it gives a lot of us a bad name and it gives us a bad rap. And I don't like that. And so if you're an overachiever, if you're somebody out there who's struggling, maybe you've got a physical setback, something that you know you need to deal with, or maybe it's emotional and you're like, I need to focus on this. I am the person who's going to support that 100% always, because life is like baby steps and it's about being fulfilled and being happy, and we should enjoy our lives. We should enjoy our workouts. And if like that 30-minute workout that you're doing, if it like that's going to make you feel so awesome to dust the competition, but then you have to pay for it the rest of the day, to me, that's not worth it. So I'm speaking to all the overachievers out there, all the natural overachievers who just know that, okay, maybe I need to take it a step down, whatever it may be. I want to give you permission to take a break when you need them, to take a rest when you need it. I want to give you permission because I have a problem. I know myself. So I know there are other people out there who have the same thing, or you're always like, oh my gosh, I should be busy right now. No, just be where you are. Enjoy the moments that you have. Be the best you that you could possibly be. Figure out ways for you to achieve more, be more, be better, but do it in order of priorities. You know what I mean? Like, if your current priority is to fix your relationship with your spouse, then it doesn't make sense for you to take extra time away from that person in order to go out with the girls or spend more time in the gym or work on your abs. Like, what? It's about balance. It's about finding happiness. It's about, like, that's what we want at the end of the day. We want to be happy. So what's going to get you there? Every single time an opportunity comes up, ask yourself, okay, with my current priorities at this moment, is this in line? And is this the moment that I should act on this? So speaking to all my overachievers out there, you can't do everything 100% of the time. Sometimes you have to put some things on pause in order to excel in other areas. I must work on rehabilitating my knees. Therefore, I cannot work on my high intensity workouts right now. Who friggin' cares? Who cares? Nobody else has to live in your body. You're the only one that has to live in your body. You're the only one that has to live here. So we only get one body. We only get one mind. We only get one heart. We only get a chance to really, truly impact the lives of our loved ones, like, while we're with them. So let's just make today a freaking amazing day. And I give you permission. To take a step back and say, okay, this might not make everyone else happy, right? Because a lot of times, like, I think I do things because I feel like people are watching me, and I'm like, okay, no, the only person who's really, truly always watching me is God. Okay, so is this in line with what He wants for me? Check. Is this in line for the most important people in my life? Check. If it is, great. Go forward with it. Is this in line with my business goals right now, my fitness goals right now? Maybe you just got diagnosed with diabetes. Maybe that's your number one thing right now. No matter where you are in your life, here's the deal. No matter where you are in your life, always ask yourself, is this in line? When a new opportunity comes your way, is this in line? When somebody makes you feel guilty because you can't run or whatever, table it. Who frickin' cares? Nobody else has to live in your body. And if it's in line with God, you know the big guy upstairs that you have a relationship with, the people that are in your close-knit circle, then nobody else matters, you guys. Nobody else matters. I mean, yes, the people in my business, the people that's an extension of who I am and what I do, but I want to give you permission to not let anybody else dictate how you run your life. That's between you and the man upstairs, and that's between you and your close-knit circle, and then it goes outward from there. It should not go outward to inward, right? So it all starts here, and then it goes outward from there. And the stronger your relationships are with the closest people in your life, the better person you're going to be, and then the better you can help serve everyone else around you. It's a beautiful thing. It extends outward from the inside. So we work from the inside out, and that is how we affect the most people possible. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Please comment below, or if this moved you, you can always feel free to share, but it was just like kind of my food for thought today, because I'm an overachiever by nature, and I want to give you permission. It's okay to not be an overachiever all the time. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody else is keeping score on you but you. Okay? So, as long as you feel good here with that guy, and you feel good here, and you know that your relationships are solid, it's all going to progress forward from there. So I want to say thank you for coming on. Have a beautiful day. Thanks.